Tom O'Brien.
Good day, Money Masters and Treasure Hunters. Welcome to the Tom O'Brien Show. I'm your guest host, Steve Rhodes, filling in for Tom while he is away today. He's up in Boston, and if you are going to get a chance to see him, I'd go give him a hug. Doesn't look like a bear hug is what you're going to be giving him today. He is doing an event for the Tiger Fund, and folks, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the Tiger Fund, go to the homepage at TFNN.com, and over on the right-hand side in the area where we've got some links, you'll be able to see that. There's also a special paper that is up at the top section under special announcements. It's called the Bull Market in Florida, special white paper. Go over and check that out. You want to talk about bull market when it comes to real estate. Tom, I know, I haven't spoken to him today. He had 7 bull horns yesterday. I'll bet you he's got 14 today. They were absolutely multiplied when you take a look at Uncle Ben Bernanke and what he has done out there. We're certainly going to talk about that, folks. If you're not familiar with me, I kick things off for TFNN every morning at 9 o'clock. So if you're wondering where the markets are headed, whether it's commodities, currencies, the futures markets, tune in at 9 o'clock, and you can always catch the archive of that show on Channel 9. Tom and I also do another hour after that together called the Money Masters Show. That's archived on Channel 10. And folks, I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome is to help you to become a better money master, but mostly, folks, it's to provide you with the tools so that you can lead an inspired life. So let's go take a look at one of these tools out here. This is the tool that I call Your Amazing Power. And it goes like this, folks. You know, the reality is that each of us, and especially you have got an amazing power within yourself. And that power is so strong, folks, that it will bring about bring about all kinds of miraculous outcomes. It'll produce a life of abundance, create extraordinary money masters, cure incurable diseases, build billion-dollar businesses, paint magnificent masterpieces, and build fantastic, loving families. Folks, your personal philosophy, that is the greatest determining factor in how your life works out. Don't be a prisoner of your past. What I want you to be is a pioneer of your future. Our call-in number, 877-927-6648. Give me a call. I would love to talk to the remarkable you. So, Uncle Ben, we've officially got QE3 has kicked off. If you are watching on Tiger TV, what you're taking a look at is you're taking a look at the S&P 500 chart out here. And what I've got notated on it is QE1, QE2, and QE3. Of course, there was QE2.5 called Operation Twist. So let's just take a look at the charts. You know, let's not get caught up into, you know, whether Uncle Ben should have or shouldn't have. The bottom line is he did. And so all you want to be able to do is go back and take a look at these charts. So let's start off here with QE1. QE1, folks, which was put out into the marketplace November 25th, 2008. You know, it helped the market for about 4 or 5 weeks. The low was on the week of November 28, 2008 was 801.20. Take a look at the S&P, right? 801.20. We know that wasn't the lows out there. Helped out for a bit, and the market sold off. It did about a 1.272 expansion of swing points before it put in its low at week of March 6, 2009. Take a look at QE2. QE2, August 27, 2010. Do you see any lows being taken out ever since QE2 was put in place? Absolutely not. You had the market moved up from August 27, 2010, when it made a high before it really had any kind of serious retracement, into May 2011, folks. How about Operation Twist? How about QE2.5? QE2.5, the week of September 21st, 2011. I'm taking a look at the week of September 21st, 2011. The low for that week was 11/14/22. Got tested a couple weeks later, but that test held. You created a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly chart, and now the market never looked back. Now take a look at this. In those two QEs, the market was pulling back. QE2, Operation Twist, certainly QE1. Market certainly didn't pull back here, but the same fuel is in it. You know, I listened to as much as I could, not only from a time standpoint, not meaning that I couldn't listen much more, but just simply what I caught, and I may be paraphrasing a little bit, was, you know, and there was some Q&A that was going on during the Uncle Ben show, and the question was basically with regard to unemployment. And, was this QE really going to go ahead and help unemployment? And as I said, I'm going to paraphrase here just a tad. And what Uncle Ben said was basically this. He couldn't control unemployment, but what he could control was asset prices. He's going to go out there, he's going to be buying $40 billion a month worth of mortgage-backed securities. That's why the financials absolutely took off with conviction today. And simply, the committee's also going to continue with its twist program through the end of the year. And so you got about $85 billion worth of asset purchases. Even when he sees the economy turning around, folks, he's still going to hang in there, and he's going to be helping asset prices out there. So certainly, he's going to keep interest rates low. And and that just simply means, look, folks, you can go ahead and fight Uncle Ben if you want, or you can take a look at the charts. You can take a look at history out there. And if you haven't had a chance to check out my newsletter, there's a special tool that I've been working on for a number of weeks now. I actually got it figured out and working yesterday. Go over to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, go ahead and test drive my newsletter. You can try it for 30 days. Now, you got to put down a deposit, but that deposit, unconditional money back guarantee. But there's a tool in there that I used that's offset by 1 year. And that tool showed that this week we were going to see a low. We were going to see a low going up into the end of this month, and then it pulls back a bit. And it's a tool that you absolutely want to see. In essence, I really teach you what to do. I tell you where to go. So go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. Check out the newsletter service. I normally don't push the newsletter so much, but this is one that you want to absolutely have, folks. If we come back to take a look at QE3 and take a look at the S&P, we are looking at the weekly chart. You can see that if we take a look at the small A to B equals CD, that small A, B equals CD starts with the lows back in July 2010. The high is your B point May 6, 2011 on the weekly chart, and then the low that was put in October of 2011. I've already completed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. That's what was taken out today. What does that set up? That sets up on the small A to B equals CD, a 1 to 1.272 says 1532 is on the horizon. But go back and take a look at the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. I never thought that I would see this, but it's right in front of my eyes, folks. If you take a look at coming off of the March lows out there in the S&P, you're looking at 666. The devil with a little change, 79 cents. That's your A point. The B point up on April 30th, up at the 1219.80 area. Now, the retracement that it does as it pulled back into, in essence, QE2, folks, was a pretty shallow retracement. The 1-to-1 takes you up to 1562. That is where the S&P wants to trade up to. That gets you all the way back to the October 2007 highs out there, folks. That's on your S&P 500. Let's go take a look at the Dow out here. See what the Dow is doing. We'll take a look at the daily chart. Having a nice move today, 206 points, closing out at 13,539. Now, folks, that was absolutely taking out resistance areas. Some of those resistance areas going all the way back to the May 1st, 2012, taking it out with conviction today. The Dow had been the laggard of all of the indexes out there. Now, what you'll see here is on the daily chart, you'll see an area where it could pause a bit. That's when it would get up and make a 1.272 butterfly pattern. That would take you up into the 13,000, looks like about 13,700. Let's just simply round the numbers out there. But the reality is it's going to do more than a 1.272 expansion. It's going to head up to 14,144. That is on the daily chart out there. Let's go take a look at the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, what that's going to do, folks, that's going to get you all the way up and over the October 2007 highs. That is where the Dow is headed. Now, if you want to understand the shell game out there, as long as I've got the Dow up here, you're going to see a red squiggly line, and that red squiggly line goes back to November 25th, 2008. That is really taking a look at, because when you put money out in the marketplace, when you're revaluing assets, and that's exactly what Uncle Ben wants to do. He wants those home prices moving up. That's why understanding the Tiger Real Estate Fund that Tom is kicking off is so important for you to do, because you want to make sure that you're taking advantage. You want to be able to buy cheap assets, right? You want to buy low and sell high. That's what the real estate market is all about. That's what Uncle Ben is absolutely telegraphing to each and every one of us out there. That red line, folks, that's what gold was priced at in the Dow when QE1 was kicked off. The Dow really should be trading today just to give you an idea. Well, I'll have to look at it when we come back for break. 877-927-6648. Right back, folks.